Lost in the vastness of the steppe at the foot of the Himalayas, near the border between India and Tibet, Ladakh still lives at the pace of its monasteries. These monasteries are headed by lords, such as the Venerable Dukchas Rinpoche the Precious, master of the sect of the Red Caps. Dukchas Rinpoche represents for the Buddhist faithful the ideal of the spiritual hero. He has under his authority the most important monasteries of the Indus Valley. These feudal monasteries, like fortresses in the Middle Ages, dominate the peasant life for miles around. In the barrenness of the steppe, there is for those peasant families only one opportunity for promotion: to separate themselves from one of their children and let him become a monk. At a tender age, these children will be brought to the monastery. If the monastery finds recruitment insufficient, it will impose a tax called a tratri, requiring each family to give one son. Numerous parents queue at the door of Rinpoche the Precious to register the child right after his birth. By the time the child turns 3, he will become a monk and inherit a new father. The young monks will not see their parents again. They will first have to adapt themselves to the monastic life and learn the texts and the sacred dances rehearsed every day by the elders for the annual festival at the monastery. The children take advantage of every moment they are not watched to engage in some spontaneous games. But the whip of the stalchak, the study master, will bring them back to discipline.
I was only a baby when a delegation of 20 wise monks came to my village. They soon were to acknowledge me as the reincarnation and successor of the master of this monastery. To prove I was the reincarnation of the deceased master, the wise men exposed me to his widow. Since I was showing so much affection for her, and since I was able to pick out objects from my preceding life, they acknowledged me as his successor and took me away from my family. I was crushed with sorrow when they brought me to the monastery where I was to serve my apprenticeship and subsequently become the new master.
A tough education for these young monks. Servants of the adults, they constantly have to run back and forth between the kitchen and the temple, where during the prayer, the monks take their only daily meal communally, salted butter tea. The faithful come to pay their respects to Buddha and to the community of monks, seeking the spiritual protection of the Venerable Rinpoche. The faithful bring offerings, some animals to be sacrificed according to the Buddhist ritual. But Buddhism forbids the killing of animals. Therefore, the ritual will be to set free the animals from their owners and to condemn them to die a natural death. But now the first monk actors come down the steps of the temple led by Yama, the god of death. Groups of malicious and vindictive demons crowned with skulls present the faithful a realistic image of what will happen if they don't have recourse to the prayers of the monks. Then come the shamans, exorcists, black-capped magicians, heirs of the old Tibetan roots of the Bon religion, which is widespread before the arrival of Buddhism. After this call for devotion and obedience to the monks, the mystical theater provides the necessary catharsis and gives the faithful the opportunity to mock the established power represented in the form of a ludicrous guru, while the venerable Rinpoche watches with a smile on his face. The ceremony comes to an end. The faithful come to ask the protection of the venerable and offer him a white scarf as a token of respect and at the same time to acknowledge his authority, not only as master of the most important monastery of the Indus Valley, but also as master of their hearts.